You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Raghavan Mayur, how are you this morning?
Good morning, sir. Very well.
Last week, thank you so much. Last week on this program, we went through our final recap of polling. You said Trump would win. You are not one of these people that's in the hill that is where the poll is wrong about Trump again. You also indicated that Trump underperformed. You use the term quiet Trump voters. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently they were not quiet on election day. What do you make of now what is being said post-election? Well, the reason that this happened is that there is a lot of sexism and racism in America, and that's why Kamala Harris didn't win.
Well, I originally come from Chennai in India, okay? The same place where Kamala Harris's mom came from. Okay, there is a saying there: the dancer who doesn't know how to dance would always say that the stage is crooked.
The dancer who doesn't know how to dance will always say that the stage is crooked.
Yes. Okay, so it's almost like that, what you're saying about pointing to sexism and other stuff. Here, the real meat and potatoes of things. There are two types of people in America right now, and that is these 10 to 15% of people who are very elitist, who really don't know how much others are hurting. Okay. You ask some campaign consultants, they really don't know. They have enough. The inflation has not hurt them. They have enough money. It's a little blip for them, if you will, when they go to grocery stores. But if you see a common American, it's a struggle. They have to take two jobs. They have to cut corners. They have to put their kids through school. It's night and day. And part of the problem is all these people who run the campaign. Or can you tell me one thing in your gut? Kamala Harris realized the pain of the common Americans. I don't think so. If you see,
wow,
the
that's
common American,
stunning.
20% of Americans go skip meals. 20%. This is the first world. Okay? So, part of the problem is, when Americans are pinching, she wanted to focus on Trump and abortion. So basically, the crux of the issue is the disconnect. You see that?
Yeah. And that, not only Trump, and let me just go further than that, because their campaign shifted a few times. It wasn't just Trump and abortion. It was also the idea that America is a fragile democracy, and what we were facing was a new Hitler, fascist. In fact, I have sound bites that I could play from AOC and others saying, warning Americans of the new fascism that is going to come, et cetera, et cetera. So you had this idea that America was fragile. And I would just love to know this, by the way, maybe for a future poll that you do, Mayur, whether most American people buy into the notion that our democracy was really threatened by January 6th, that we have a fragile democracy that was teetering on the verge of collapse. I call that one of the foundational lies of the Democrat Party, because what Americans, I think, understood was that, yeah, you had this incident that they have now been running on for over 4 years. You had 2,600 people go into a Capitol building, by the way, where doors were open for some of them. You had a small subset of those people who were vandals and miscreants, and they've been dealt with. But the Democrat Party and the media establishment tried to portray this as they threatened to bring down the entire country. They've been running on that for 4 years. If our American National Guard, if the Capitol Police, if the military can't contain a handful of miscreants that came in to vandalize a building, and if that's going to be the end of democracy, the end of that we know it of the American experiment, then this country is in deeper trouble than any of us thought. And I don't think many people bought it. I don't think it ever was bought. I think most people looked at it with disgust, but they didn't think that the country was going to fall down because of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And here again, the Democrats thought that they would milk the January 6th to the fullest extent. And when most Americans want to move on, okay, that's a big. How much can you can milk January 6th for 1 year, 2 years? You can't milk it for 20 years now. And at the same time, can you? Everyone knows that what happened in the post-Floyd riots and stuff, as though nothing happened there.
Right.
You get what I mean? I mean, this is and at the same time, these are the same people who masquerade as the saviors of democracy. They're the same people who wanted to weaponize justice and lawfare against President Trump.
And that was what else they kept running on. Right.
Yeah, is that type of thing happens in third world countries, okay, where you go after political opponents. That's un-American.
So now let's go back and look at some of the results now. Mm-hmm. You said that the quiet Trump voters you predicted that Wisconsin was going to be one where historically now, the quiet Trump voters cause an overperformance of what is polled. That turned out to be the case. You indicated, you at one point said he is in a position where he might be able to sweep all of the blue wall states.
Which he did.
He swept them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What are you looking at now for the one remaining race out in Arizona?
The most interesting thing there is whether Kari Lake will make it. Okay. There's about 700 to 800,000 votes to be yet counted. And she's running very close behind. If she's been playing for, 2 seasons now. And she's a very charming candidate as well. And I hope she gets her break this time. Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about the polling? And I know that you never, ever denigrate your fellows in the industry that you are in, but you have a track record of success that is just amazing. You have called it right in 6 straight presidential cycles. Will what has happened here cause any changes in your industry for the pollsters that didn't get it wrong? In fact, I saw a video the other day of Rachel Maddow praising the gold standard, the pollster of pollsters, out in Iowa for the Des Moines the Register out there, who said that Trump was in position to lose Iowa. And, of course, that didn't happen. What do you think the future holds with the polling of presidential races in general in the future here after this win by Donald Trump, this blowout win?
Well, there is also, to their defense, the polling is only so much can do, okay, especially in the swing states where things are, tooth and nail fought, okay, and what can you do when people are silent about it? Okay, there is a cultural problem, okay, in the sense that, if you are a MAGA, sometimes people are against, but they are afraid to tell their preferences, okay? So that's not a polling problem. That is more of the existential problem in the community itself. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the methodologies, you're saying, if I'm reading this right, you're saying that, look, this doesn't really have anything to do with polling methodology. It has everything to do with the climate of fear that people have, saying honestly what they think.
That's true. That's true. And, totally. That drives, that's why you call them the silent majority.
Well, great. Well, I just want to congratulate you again. Number six.
The most important thing in this election for me was that how the Hispanic vote shifted totally. And the total misread of Hispanic voters. Trump narrowed the margin of Hispanic voters to 8 percentage points from what it used to be. It used to be 38 points in 2016. That is the winning. So Hillary got 38 points more than Trump in 2016. However, this time only Harris got only about 8 points. So he has narrowed down that margin from 38 to 8.
Wow.
Can you believe that precise New Jersey has turned?
Yes.
Yeah.
It flipped. It flipped.
Yeah, it flipped.
You know what?
It flipped.
When everything is said and done, I want to bring you back to talk about what's happening in California. People are not really talking about California. Of course, California went Democrat. But if you look at the map now, the county-by-county maps, as they are still coming in California, Donald Trump flipped blue counties in California. It's astounding. Mm-hmm. So we'll do that.
It's also, while I would give most credit to Trump, but it's also the pain of inflation and food prices, okay, which the elite fail to, they fail to understand.
Right.
Mayur? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we got to run. I got to grab a break, but thank you so much. We appreciate everything you did. Thank you for being willing to come on with us so often, and we're going to have you back. We're going to keep following this election all the way through and keep analyzing it and analyzing what went right, what went wrong, and a lot went right. Thank you, Mayur.
Thank you, sir.
Eden Memorial Chapels understands Jewish funerals can take many forms. Some are Orthodox, while others are more conservative or of a Reformed nature. There's no one better. With services close to all New York and New Jersey cemeteries, Eden Memorial Chapels offer fair and balanced pricing and can provide easy transfer of you and your loved ones to Israel. While you're grieving, they're here to take care of all the details so that you deal with less bureaucracy and have more peace of mind. Go to EdenMemorial.com. That's EdenMemorial.com.